So Japan, I think, should be involved in the defense of Taiwan because their security is intimately linked to the security of Taiwan. For instance, a PLA manual was just, I saw on Twitter, which talked about how if and when the PRC occupies Taiwan, that they will be able to blockade Japan more effectively, and of course, probably South Korea as well. So there is a strong perception in Japan that Taiwan is very important for Japan. What we should want together is a collective defense effort of the United States, Taiwan, and Japan together. South Korea, my view, we should not insist that South Korea commit significant effort to help defend Taiwan. Why? Because South Korea faces a more direct threat to itself, North Korea. And in the future, the very real possibility of a PLA collaboration with the DPRK to attack South Korea. Why? Because they might want to distract the United States, but they also, in the future, if they want to create this sphere, the best way to do so is to use direct military force to coerce South Korea into their camp, out of the American camp. And the analogy here is because I think a lot of people, when they're thinking about Taiwan, you assume if you want to use direct military force, it means you want to annex that country. But that's not so. Think about the American invasion of Iraq. I think it was a bad idea, but we invaded Iraq not to annex it, or in the Asian context, when Vietnam intervened in Kampuchea, that was not about annexing Cambodia, but rather they imposed a government that was friendly to Hanoi. They deposed the Khmer Rouge. So that's the kind of danger that countries like South Korea and the Philippines need to be concerned about, that they would be subject to direct Chinese military action for coercive purposes. So my view is that South Korea should focus on defending itself. I support USFK being on the peninsula, but the US military needs to focus on China because we are behind the China, in part because of this focus on Ukraine and the Middle East. We are falling behind the PLA, so we need everybody throughout our military